getting my standing and figuring out how to be a front person in a band. I've, always played in bands as more of a sideman. The challenge of being a frontman for me is just getting over my nerves, and it's pretty wild, you could rehearse as much as you want and get so comfortable in your practice space, and then there is just something about walking out in front of people and the dynamic changes. I knew I wanted to play music since I was a little kid. Certainly, it started as thinking I just wanted to be a singer and performer, and then I got a guitar. It was just a lousy little gremlin guitar that the fretboard was cut your fingers, Boy, what did they do to you? And at the time I was growing up, Seattle had already exploded into this international scene.
These 5 teenage boys first started playing loud music together 2 years ago when they were all freshmen in high school.
I was in a band when I was a teenager that kind of blew up, and then it turned into all these major label demo deals. So I moved up here in order to fulfill that dream. That whole Seattle scene and explosion, as progressive as a city as it is, did not seem accessible or designed to be for me. And I think that created a lot of conflict because, you want to be inside a club, but you know that you don't get a membership. Yeah. When I was a kid, I was kind of locked into this really closed down world that made you conform. Just the knowledge of knowing that I was queer made it instantly clear that the world was not designed for me to roam freely within. When you spend your life hiding for so long, and then you realize, it doesn't have to be this way. Once you kick that door open, then that is gonna just become a really important part about who you are and how you want to express who you are to other people. Every day is like an echo in the hall, and I can't listen to it anymore. I feel like I only really found my footing with music and my comfort with myself in the last 10 years. I've been out for a really long time now, but really leaning into that as part of my identity and the actual music. I'm still kind of figuring that out right now. I don't know what queer music necessarily is in the first place. It's not really a genre. But I feel that it is a pillar of what I'm trying to communicate. Mikey Moo kind of taken to calling it queer-psych-pop, and I don't know if that's, trying to come up with words that can best label a sound. To me, it's pop music, it's psych, it's rock and roll. The lyrics deal with queer matters, but definitely bringing in different genres for sure, and I like to dance all over wherever I can. I am drunk on your innocence. This is the first time I've ever written a full length and been okay, this is a statement of sorts.
Here is Mikey Moo's Fresh Idiot on vinyl.
I wrote the record on my own and then workshopped it with some other friends, but now I finally have a band with Scotty and Nikki. So I'm really excited to collaborate and write with them.
It's the first time we played that.
I'm learning that Mikey Moo is not just about me now, it's about trusting the other two in the band. Because they're really, truly two of the best musicians in the town and dear friends. Seattle it's always been about not being a sellout and all that kind of thing, and I feel like the city is wanting for marketing, jingles, those kind of things that like don't take itself so seriously. I need a VITA morning and night. Heavy Metal Marching Band is a project that Troy Nelson and I started during the pandemic because everything kind of shut down. There were no more shows. I need a Vita. So we were just kind of goofing around. We were making some jingles, and then we did some for St. John's for my bar.
St. John's Takeout. The answer to your prayers is finally here. St. John's Takeout.
The process is really collaborative. Generally, we share a brain, and we have a really, really good time creating this stuff. We're just gonna see where we can take it.
Hey, what are you doing today? Well, I'll tell ya.
I'm gonna walk out to the clock out, baby. They got everything you want and need.
I feel like Seattle's music scene is the coolest it's ever been. People have just gotten so creative with what art is. There's so many new projects and collaborations. So there's just all sorts of music kind of going around all the time, and all sorts of different kind of music. So I'm really excited to see what the next chapter is. And I'm like, wow, Seattle's where it's at.
Thanks, everybody. Good night. We're Mikey Moo. Love ya. Thanks.
Fresh Idiot, Mikey Moo's new release on Kill Room Records, is available on vinyl as well as a digital download. And catch the band's live and free in-store performance at Easy Street Records, happening Saturday, May 3rd at 7 sharp. Catch Art Zone Friday nights at 8 and anytime online at seattle.gov/artzone.